Hi, I'm Jay. I'm a designer based in Manchester, and I'm also the founder of Fuse. So Fuse is a creative platform built to elevate creatives of colour in Greater Manchester and beyond that as well. Fuse has chapters in Manchester, but it also has chapters in cities like Leeds, Birmingham, and even in Barcelona and Berlin, um, with the aim and the goal to represent creators of color in a wider scale. A lot of the work that we do is about trying to evolve people's work and trying to kind of highlight what they do, and trying to break down those barriers for creatives, especially creatives from minority ethnic backgrounds, to try and break down the barriers that they face trying to get into an industry which is very hard and very difficult to kind of find a footing in. And Fuse does this in multiple ways, and I think a lot of stuff that we do is built on collaboration work and built on kind of like digital content, for example. And some of that example you will see in this presentation. And I think one of the more recent things that we've done, for example, is the graduate takeover, which you can see on the right. This was a collaboration between Fuse and two organizations in Manchester called Red Eye and Short Supply. And essentially what we did is we gathered graduates from 2020 and elevated them to a position where we hosted events and they can speak about their experiences graduating in a pandemic, so that graduates of 2021 can feel somewhat comfortable stepping into the industry. And another example is our partnership with Office of Craig. So if you don't know, the designer Craig Oldham has his own studio, Office of Craig, and they're also based in Manchester, and they've sponsored Fuse so that we can commission creatives to take part in opportunities and projects involving Fuse. And more recently, some of those projects have been done with the likes of Home and Creative Occupation. And obviously we do more individualistic collaborations where we kind of chat with creatives from not just Manchester, from all over. And more recently we spoke with Amy, who's based in London, and she's another designer. And essentially the goal of Fuse is to represent people of colour, creators of colour, from all backgrounds, from all practices. So not just design, anything on the creative spectrum, and just kind of showcase what they do, whether that's through Instagram, social media, the website, interviews, whatnot. And I think the work is important, and we've been lucky enough to kind of host events in Manchester. This was one of our first ones, and essentially the aim again was to create a safe space and elevate the work that people are doing. So we had creatives hosting workshops, and as you can see on the left, there's Vanessa Scott, who's stood over the table. She's an illustrator in Manchester, and she facilitated one of the 3 workshops in this event. And then there's Vanessa again, but also joined with Kyle, who runs Petricooch in Manchester, and Heather, who runs Do That Thing, who are based, an organisation based in London. And we were involved with Design Manchester in 2019. And we were able to host a panel, and we got to speak about issues surrounding diversity, inclusion in the industry, and how we can create solutions for that. And essentially, the goal has been for Fuse since its beginning, was to do this on a wider scale. And I think we're getting there day by day. And it began because we all realized in the community that there was rarely any representation in events, in projects surrounding big artists. You know, a lot of the representation just was either like tokenistic, or it just didn't feel genuine. And being able to do that in a community as is huge in Manchester, I think has really helped the creative scene. And I think people are more aware of the situations. And I think that's what we're trying to do and trying to impact with our work. So yeah, you can find Fuse at fusemanchester.com, fusemcr.com. And yeah, thanks for listening.